Because you mentioned the word grow, and in the last, well, you started that not that long ago with producing. I think it was 3 years ago or something.
I started producing 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
Yeah.
So up until well now, essentially, what do you think has been the biggest learning moment for you?
I learn every day, because 1 year ago I was like, okay, now I understand how it works, and in fact I didn't understand at all. Because then 1 week later I meet someone and someone telling me, yeah, you need to do that and that and that, and then I'm like, really? You need to do, yeah, you need to contact people. Then I always learn new things, and now, even though now I maybe think I understand it, but at one side I'm like, no, you don't understand it. You have to, you're gonna learn some more things in the coming years, because I don't think you will ever understand everything of the thing.
Is it a difficult thing to do, going into this, well, aside from the music part, to go into this industry as a quite, because you're still quite young?
Yeah, I think it's difficult when you don't know the good people. You don't have someone where you can ask questions to ask them how it works, what you're supposed to do, what you're supposed to sign. You have to you got to be lucky. Also, if you contacted to a label, some labels just screw you up. And I got lucky, so I'm happy with it.
Did you, well, when did the attention from Armada come? Was it something specific you did, or?
Yeah, they contacted me from a remix of Are You With Me? And I was so happy. You get like a mail, and
right.
It is the very first label contacting me, and it's Armada, and it's like, whoa, what the hell? And then I get the email, hey, we want to sign your track, and I was like, wow, look at this. I was with a friend, I show him, and he told me it's probably a fake email. Some labels do that. So some people just want to sign tracks with some names, and it's not a true label. So I was a bit afraid, but it was the true label. So I signed the track, and I was so happy with it. And
So starting out with that song, Are You With Me? What made you decide to do a remix of that track then? Because I believe it's by a country singer?
Yeah, it's a American country singer, and I really don't know how I found this track, because it's not that famous, maybe in the US, but not here.
Right.
And I just came across that track, and I listened to it, and I just really liked it, because I was looking for a track to remix with some guitar.
Okay.
And
why guitar?
Because one of my favorite tracks is One Day from Uncle Mutt. He made this remix, and I just really like the whole concept of like guitar and bass, and I was like, okay, I want to make one track like this. And then I found the Eastern Cowboy Are You With Me track, and it was something I was looking for, and the vocal was amazing, and the guitar was amazing, but it was a lot slower than my version. So I made the remix, and I made it really fast, because I really know what I wanted to do. And then I posted it online, and the response was amazing for the remix, because people also didn't know where it came from, so it was a bit out of the blue, a new track. And I'm so happy now to be able to release it as a single, and now it's on the radio, it's everywhere. Right. It's so cool.
Is it weird, because as we said a couple of years ago, you weren't releasing anything, and now if you walk in the supermarket, you can hear your own song?
Like 3-4 months ago, I was still in my classes studying, and now I'm here in front of the camera asking, answering questions. But yeah, it's funny. Last day I was at the cinema and I was in the line waiting for buy my ticket, and then my song pops in the hall.
Right.
And then my friend, hey, it's your music. And I was like, yeah, it's so crazy.
Are you now focused, because you mentioned studying, are you now focused on music completely?
Yeah, I met someone from the university 2 weeks ago, and he checked out my whole profile, and he told me, just try it, and if it doesn't work, just come back to me, and I will put you back in the classes, no problem, but take your shot.
Right.
And I was so happy there's someone from the university telling me that, just try it, and so now I'm doing music. Hopefully, we'll be okay.
And then how long ago was it that Armada signed you?
Now it's more than 1 year ago.
Okay.
I signed the track, and now I have some other stuff coming up.
Because after they signed you, what kind of happened to your life? Was it one of those roller coaster things where everything really went really fast all of a sudden?
Yeah, but I signed the track, and then they had to do all the clearing stuff because it was a remix. So it took like 6 months, and then they released the track in September, August, and then it took some time because they release. I was completely new, so it doesn't really take off immediately. So they had to push it a little bit, and then suddenly in Belgium, it came in the top 50 like in I don't know, like in the 3rd place.
Right.
And then the next week I was in the top 10, and then I was number 1. Like in 3 weeks it just climbed all the charts, and I was a bit scared, because in the top 5 you have like guys like David Guetta, you had like Ozzy with Take Me to Church,
right.
And then all those guys, I was like battling with those guys to get to 1st place, and then I get 1st, and then you see David Guetta just behind me, and I was like, whoa, what is going on? This is so weird. It was really cool. I was really excited, and yeah.
So now then, well, let's talk about the remix you did for Armin's track.
Oh yeah.
So because he's kind of the mastermind of all this. So what was it like trying to do one of his songs when you knew the
Oh yeah.
Because I saw, I think, a radio show where he was in the room and he listened
I was so
to the
scared.
track.
But it's funny because now I'm at Armada, and I was a little bit kidding with my friends like, Armin, it's my buddy. I never saw him actually. So one day I just posted his track In and Out of Love, which is one of my favorite tracks. I just posted it in my private Facebook account, and I was like, hey Armin, really cool track, just to kidding, mess around. Right. And then Marwan from Armada contacted me, and he said, hey, you wanna remix the track? And I was like, no, I don't want to remix the Armin van Buuren. And then they were like, it's okay, you can do it. And no, I was so scared. And then they gave me the parts. And when I listened to the vocal, just the vocal is so amazing. So I put it in the program, and then I made my version of it. And then I showed it to Armin for the first time in the radio show. I was so scared. I was really shy, but because he was asking me questions. The first time you meet Armin, he's asking you questions and not the other way, so it was a bit weird, but I was really happy, and so he liked it, and now it's releasing today, the remix. Okay. Yeah, so I'm so excited. I really want to share it, and I played for the first time actually 2 days ago in a nightclub, and it really felt good to play some Armin Lost Frequencies remix. Right.
So now, after that moment, have you been able to talk to him a bit more about music and what you mentioned before about talking with somebody about the business?
No, I didn't have the opportunity to talk with him, like chill with him, because he's really busy. He's a busy man. Right. And I'm just really happy to be. I was able to meet him for sometimes for 10 minutes, and then he listened to my track. He liked it. And I can't ask more, It's so huge.
Right. And so now then, well, you have this remix coming out today. What does the future look like for you? It's a broad question, but yeah. What kind of is it now? Are you building up to something, or are you releasing just track after track and then?
No, I'm. I hope I will release my next single soon enough, because I think it's a really good follow-up for Are You With Me, and this time it's an original, it's not a remix, so that's really cool, so I can show people I can do something else than remixes. And then I want to release an album. I have like 12 tracks that are actually pretty ready now, and I think they fit all. It has all the same ambiances, but it's different. So I think I will release an album. You asked me these questions 1 month ago, I would never say something like that. But now I'm really excited, and I'm really looking forward to it. And it's it's a whole project, it's a whole thing, and I'm really excited for this.
So now there's coming up more original tracks. So how different is your approach to producing when it comes to your own material?
Yeah, it's different because I really like guitar, but I don't play guitar, so it's a bit weird. Now I have guitar tracks because I worked with some guitarists. I was like, but then I say to him, I wanted like this, and this. I work with vocalists also because I don't think I have a beautiful voice to listen to. But yeah, I have some cool tracks coming up, and and you know you have to start from scratch. So you start the melody, you start the rhythm and all the stuff. But it comes along when you start something. I don't always start with the same things. Sometimes I start with the percussions. Sometimes I start with the piano chords. Sometimes I start with vocals immediately because I have some ideas. And you know and then when you start with something, the track is so completely different. Also in the mixing, some things are louder and some things are less louder. Yeah.
And so, well, as you say, you can start anywhere. But what kind of things would inspire you? Is it other music? Is it people around you?
Yeah, I think I'm a lot of inspired when I go out in a nightclub where the music it's not the music I listen to, and then I'm really attentive. I just listen to the music because it's not the music I listen to. So I just check and I try to see how people are responding to some things and what I really like when it comes on, and then when I come back in the studio, you know, I try to keep some ideas from what was going on there, and I try to put it in my program. And sometimes I try to recreate the thing, but it never looks like what I heard. So it's completely different. But I was inspired by what I saw or what I listened to.
Can you give me one example of something that inspired you?
Yeah, I was one time I was in Ibiza and there was a live set from Pendulum, and then they played a lot of track of the album, and I never listened to the album, and I was like, whoa, this is really amazing. And then at some point there was one track. And there was one part of the track that was so cool, and I never found the track. I never found it on the internet, but I still remember like how it was.
Right.
So I tried to do it again, and it doesn't look like in my head because I can't do it. I don't know how they did it, but it sounds cool in my track, and I was inspired by Pendulum, but it's not the same kind of music.
Right.
They do drum and bass, they do more dubstep things, and now, yeah, you know. So
finally, then, and I asked this question to a lot of producers and DJs. Is it difficult to know when a song is finished, when you have to leave it alone?
Yeah, it's never finished. You know, because sometimes I send a track to the label, and then they sign it. It's a really cool track. We're gonna sign it. Then we sign it, and then it takes some time before it goes out. And then sometimes I'm like, hey, I have a new version of the track. Can we replace it? And okay, just send it, but stop making a new version. You know. So the track is finished when it's released.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's never finished.
And then you kind of have to leave it alone.
Yeah, then I can't change it anymore. But now, Are You With Me? I made a new version of it because, you know, for my live sets, I changed like the arrangements so people know the track, but it's different. So I have my own private version of the track also. Yeah, I don't think it's ever finished, the track.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time.
Are you welcome?
Thank you.